All right.
Hello and welcome to the 2K Fantasy Premier League podcast. I'm your host, Chris the K, and we're on a Monday night. Game week 26 is still happening. It's been happening for a week and a bit now, but we're pretty much to the end of it, just waiting for the double game, the Wolves-Arsenal game, which is in 2 days' time. Game week 27 is what we're looking ahead to. Saturday, later deadline, so there's no early kickoff, so it's a 1:30 UK time, which is... my maths can let me down. 8:30 for you, Kev?
Don't know.
Okay, I'm sure you're 5 hours behind me. So yeah,
8:30 deadline. That's what it says.
Yeah. Okay, nice. My maths was right. Cool. So I guess we should probably have a bit of well, I guess we've had the FA Cup this weekend. I think we talked about it last time that you generally get quite a lot of rotation from the bigger side, so there wasn't really sort of any massive news coming out of that. Obviously, Haaland's injured. He has a knock. He's on the game. He has a knock.
Bruno G's out for like pretty much the season.
2 months. Yeah, so that's probably the big injury news. As few people that list that sort of go on the Slack channel know that Violet was a mascot at that Man City Salford game. And their highlight was meeting Haaland before the match. So he high-fived all the mascots. So he can't be that injured. It's kind of my takeaway from that. I assume he's not that injured at all. He's never going to play that game, right? We talked about resting. I feel like he's in a bit of form now, which is slightly concerning. But what else? So I mean, I say it's only the Arsenal Wolves game to go, so it is where we are. I mean, I think I'm pretty certain I'm going to roll because I think I've got a bit of a benching headache. So unless there's some injuries, I'm pretty golden in terms of this. I think the big question is who we're going to captain. Okay. But if I look backwards, my points so far, I have 63 points, which is pretty good. The week's gone pretty well. I mean, the Semenya 14 points was good. That hit I took to get João Pedro has absolutely paid off because he's got double-digit figures the last 2 weeks. I mean, and I was an exact money. If I'd not gone for him, then I wouldn't be able to afford him without an extra transfer. So actually, it's been one of the best hits. It's probably the best hit. I haven't done that many hits this season, but it's definitely the best hit I've done this season. Nice. Probably one of the best ever, which is nice. And obviously, so far, triple captain Big Gabs has not gone well. He's only got 3 points. He kind of needs a clean sheet. I'm very conscious we did not get a clean sheet at home to Wolves. Because you remember, Kev, we were like some ridiculous odds, like 80% or something stupid to get a clean sheet, and then you went, you just somehow let a goal in, and we did. It was I think like anyone like 2-1 or 3-1 or something. It was when it was when Wolves suddenly got better. You know what I mean? When suddenly you got the match because they're a bit more solid defensively, right? End of the day, we need to go and get a clean sheet up against them, and if he gets a clean sheet, what that means we get 9 points from him. A bit of DEFCON or any bonus thrown in. If he gets a goal, with a clean sheet, then we're laughing.
Yeah, I mean the C bit was nice. He got a yellow card right away, so it's like fuck. That's like a 3-point yellow
and it also
card.
reduces the chance of getting a bonus in if it finished 1-0 Arsenal.
Yeah,
that yellow card could be like a 2-point hit because you lose the 1 point and maybe a point you could have got on the bonus. But anyway, it wasn't.
But I mean, to have a yellow card and no clean sheet and still have 3 points, like it's not the end of the world. You still got another game against Wolves. Like, yeah, Wolves are better, but it's not like it's against Man United or Man City. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's still pretty good chance we're going to get a clean sheet here, right? If we don't, whatever. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we basically have one extra unit of Big Gabs than everyone else with this triple captain. It's not like it's fucking 30 points or no points. It's like if we get 30 points, everyone else got 20. Yeah, because they would have captained him. And whoever the next big triple cap fave is from whoever didn't triple cap this week, we will very likely have in captain in whatever week that is. So we're talking about fucking one extra unit of this player.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the triple captain chip is like the least powerful chip because of that.
That is true. I mean, so let's say it gets a clean sheet, end up with 9 points, right?
Yeah.
And then the other captain gets 19 points. We're basically 10 points down, right?
What are you talking? Oh, you mean like, yeah. The other week, yeah.
The other week, yeah. And I mean, we've had another round the FA Cup. We're still no closer to knowing because it's still too
Right.
early to know who's going to blank in 34. I mean, I think from what I've read, they've kind of said what we said last week, which is the obvious placement to drop is 36. However, some could land in different weeks depending on the European situation of each of the clubs involved, which is obviously far too many permutations for us to work through at this stage. So it's just a wait and see. I am still very much planning on the effectively
Wild
sort
card
of
32.
so dead end in the team in 31. So that's very much where my head's at.
Yeah.
I guess since we last podded, I guess I was wondering, do I try and get Bruno G? Do I try and get Harry Wilson in? I guess with Bruno G out, there is kind of a question if someone like a Gordon comes into play, but I just don't think Newcastle is good without Bruno G. So I'm less interested in their assets.
Yeah.
So I think I think if I don't, subject to injuries, if I have no other injuries, I will have to make one transfer before game week 31, otherwise I'll lose a transfer.
Right.
And I think Enzo to Harry Wilson is kind of my move in a couple of weeks' time once Enzo's fixtures drop off. And then I'll just have hopefully have 5 transfers in 31 and take it from there. But I'm sure that's far too much wishful thinking.
You're rolling, right?
I'm rolling, yeah. And I guess one comment on Enzo is I know he's blanked the last 2 weeks. And last week I said to him, his XGI was 1.02. And last week his XGI was 0.82. So I'm like, I'm not like giving up on this guy yet. But obviously after Burnley at home, he then has Arsenal away, Villa away, Newcastle home, Everton away, Man City, Man United, Brighton away. You suddenly go with those fixtures, and it's not worth doubling up on.
Burnley at home is a dark green 1. I don't think I've ever seen that.
No, you do get the occasional ones. Yeah,
okay.
That means you're really, really shit.
It's bad after that. I mean, after Burnley at home, it's Arsenal away, Villa away, Everton away in the actual week, and then Newcastle home's like the one good fixture. Like, it's time to dump. I mean, you're not going to dump because you need them in this blank, but it's not great. Anyway, I'm on a fucking shit sandwich 50-pointer.
So I'm on like a.
You're in a huge green.
I'm on a decent green. Yeah. What are you in, like a gray or something with 50 then, Kev?
I'm on a gray with triple captain Gabs has probably put me on a slight up with him still to go, right? I mean,
yeah, and
I really didn't get much from anyone. Well, Bumo got me an assist. That was nice. João Pedro, I have. Holland assist, irrelevant. Bruno G, 3-pointer, but went off injured. Rice got DC.
Anderson got his 5. Come on.
Anderson got his 5, yeah. Sanchez, not great. Bruno Fernandes, not great. Irrelevant, though. And, honestly, I think, you know what? That double game week for Arsenal kind of got us off the hook for a Bruno captain fail. Because if they didn't double, I think versus West Ham, we would have all captained him. And I mean, it would have been versus a Holland getting 3 extra points. So it's not the end of the world. But this triple captain not coming in, and it still could. I mean, if he scores, like you say, like, fuck, it's a huge win, right? But if he doesn't, if he gets like, let's say worst case scenario, he gets, worst case scenario is he doesn't play, he gets injured or something. But let's say worst case, like more realistic scenario, he gets a 2-pointer or something. Like, that sucks. You know what I mean? We walk away with 5 fucking points on a double game week triple captain. But I've had Mane get a 1-pointer for me once. I've seen Mane get a 1-pointer.
It's not going to define the season. No. I've made plenty of other moves that lost me 10 points rather than this.
And again, we won't be a slave to this later. Like, we won't have to play the game a certain way now, knowing that we need to use our chip on this week where maybe it's not ideal. Like, I think everybody just assumes they're going to get a chance to double game week triple cap Holland on whenever their week is, but it's not guaranteed. They do have rotation, and Holland does go out of form in the back half of seasons we're seeing now. This is the second season in a row this has happened.
What one thing to point out is on the FA Cup draw, and I didn't really talk, is Man City got Newcastle away. That is a game they could lose,
and then they would probably move their League Cup double game week into potentially just the regular week that they would have had FA Cup. Well, I guess it depends who the League Cup game's against. Palace.
The League Cup game is against Palace. So the
Palace in the FA Cup still.
No, Palace got knocked out of the FA Cup in the third
So then
round.
if City lose to Newcastle, then technically they might not even. They'll just their double game week will just move into that week when everyone else blanks.
No, it won't do, because in 34. Yeah. No, I suspect that means they could. I'm not sure when the next round the FA Cup is, but I wonder. Maybe, yeah. If they get knocked out,
instead of playing FA Cup matches that weekend, they just play this fucking makeup game, and it wouldn't.
No, I don't think they would, because FA Cup. So this is now the FA Cup 5th round.
Yeah.
So if they get knocked out, the next round is the quarter. So when the quarters play, that's when they could play. Yeah.
But then
because the blank is the semi-final, isn't it?
So then they just wouldn't blank. They'd have their double game week.
I think they can end up with a double game week. Actually,
they might not even get a double game week then. They would just they wouldn't blank and they wouldn't double.
No, so I think, let me just check.
It depends who the FA Cup team they play is, I guess. Not like Palace's game they play that week and Man City's game they play that week would both have to be against clubs that are not in it. That's too confusing for me.
So this is what's going to happen. So the next round of cup matches is the weekend of the 7th of March, okay?
Okay.
And so that's when there'll be no Premier League games because there wasn't any clash then, right?
Yeah.
Right. So the 7th of March. So that is between game week 29 and 30. Okay, because game week 29 is a midweek, and then 30 is the weekend after. So if they were to lose that, the FA Cup 4th round, so the FA Cup quarterfinals, which again is not a blank because it's between 31 and 32, because you'll see there's like a 2-week gap between 31 and 32. That midweek, the weekend in between is the FA Cup quarterfinals. They could put, so if Man City were to lose, they could put the Crystal Palace game then. So the double would actually be in game week 32, which would be interesting. And if it was game week 32, they would have Chelsea away
and Palace.
And Palace away. And Palace would have
that's terrible.
Newcastle at home and Man City at home.
There's no one you would triple cap on Palace. I wouldn't want to triple cap Holland, Chelsea away, Palace away.
But
that's a fucking nightmare for the triple cap.
Yeah. So
and then I don't even know when Champions League meaningful games are around then, and he's getting rested for Palace.
Yeah. So So I think there will be Champions League around there. So I think
it's a shit show. This is ultimately why I was just like, fuck it. Like, look, it's not the greatest week so far for Big Gabs on the triple cap, but it usually the triple captain options usually get shittier later in the year. I remember.
No, hang on a second. I've told you a complete lie there.
Oh, okay.
It would be a double in game week 31, which is the week they blank. So you're right, they wouldn't blank.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just wouldn't blank and they wouldn't double.
Yeah, they wouldn't blank. They would end up playing that Crystal Palace game in game week 31 because April the 4th is between 31 and 32. So you're right, they wouldn't blank at all.
So if City lose to Newcastle, then they probably don't get that other mini double game week.
Yeah, and they can't blank in 34 at that point because they're due to play Burnley in 34, and Burnley got knocked out of the FA Cup at the weekend, which is probably why
City might become totally irrelevant
on the triple cap.
So they would have a blank in 31, and then they wouldn't even get a double game week for it. They
wouldn't get a blank in 31. They would play in 31. It would also change our strategy for 31 because if Man City get knocked out, then they actually
doesn't blank, Haaland doesn't blank. Yeah.
So Semenyo and Haaland are suddenly keeps in my team, and I'm going. I've got all these transfers. I'm not going to use them because I'm like, well, what am I going to sell? Because I've got 3 Arsenal outfields. Maybe I sell one of them.
It's prevented me from getting Semenyo. Like right now, I'm not going to go get Semenyo. But here, why don't I talk about what my plan is right now? And that's a good transition because Bruno G's out for me, right?
Yeah. So can I just say one thing that I forgot to say is on my team, I've got to give a shout out to Allison for getting me 7 points after I absolutely slated him in the last pod. So he did well for me. Anyway, that was it. Carry on.
Yeah. I mean, like I'm on 50, like I say, somehow on a small gray. I guess I'm guessing I'll end up slightly better than this because
But yeah,
there's
I
no one
think you
else
will.
unless like Riceo hurts me or something, or if like
No,
Alvarez scores, would that hurt
I
me? Like things like
no,
that.
I think the thing that would hurt you, I'm not even sure it's that. I don't think anyone's really got any Wolves. It's
That's what I
it's
mean.
that Mane guy and a few people have Jose. So I think they're all in periphery though, aren't they? No one's really has
No,
Jose Sa,
I have Jose Sa in draft, which is fucking. He got like a 12-pointer so far. It's unreal,
which
but
is ridiculous. I mean, thanks to Forest not being able to score a goal.
yeah, people lost
So,
their jobs over that one.
exactly.
I got Mactia on the fucking bench with an 11 laughing at me. I'm sure whichever D I put in next week will get nothing while Tarkowski on my bench gets 11. It's his turn to get an 11 on my bench after
So,
Laquan Tia just did that to me 2 weeks in a row.
so I'm sure last week we were saying you want to buy another midfielder,
Yeah.
but you didn't want to sell Bruno G. But obviously now you have to sell Bruno G.
Well, I
So
wasn't going to sell
what is
Bruno
the
G
plan?
up. Well, that's so. I kind of asked a question in the group chat because of this, right? Like, I have Obi and Bruno G that are sort of like, well, I'd rather get rid of both of them before I get rid of Timber or Rice,
Yeah.
and Lacroix. So, I mean, right? If City lose to Newcastle, great. That helps me out. I guess I don't have to sell Holland, and it means that I can have big Gabs, Timber, and Obi on my bench, I guess, because Lacroix would have to go because I can't bench 3D. And
Oh
Bruno
no,
G
well,
has.
no, remember, Lacroix with them. So in the world where
Oh, would he
Newcastle,
play? That's who.
so in
That's who would
the
play.
yeah,
Right.
in
Okay.
a world where Newcastle beat Man
Hmm.
City, which is before game week 30, between game week 29 and 30,
Okay.
then we are presuming that that game with them being reinstated
Right.
at the FA Cup quarter final weekend, meaning they don't
So
go.
I didn't have a plan to get rid of Lacroix yet anyway. I mean, he's
Yeah,
got.
I
If I go
mean,
to,
predicting that Newcastle beat Man City is quite tricky. It's possible, right? It's
like,
it's a more it's not it, but the problem is I'm sure Newcastle and no Newcastle's not as good without Bruno G. But maybe that anyway. It is what it is.
like
It's
I've got
possible.
okay. This week I have Lacroix. He plays home Wolves, right?
You got to play.
Tarkowski has Man United home. Mac Tia has City away. So obviously I'm starting Lacroix. I'm benching Tarkowski and Tia. I'm sure Tarkowski's going to score for an 11-pointer, and Lacroix is going to get a fucking 3 or a 2 or something, right? That's just what's been going on. Big Gabs is playing, Timber's playing, Spurs away. Probably not the best clean sheet game just because of the way that you guys play each other. They usually end up scoring a goal, but whatever. Bumo's playing, Bruno's playing, Rice is playing, Anderson's playing. Right now, I have my captain on João Pedro because
Me
it's
too.
Burnley home and he's just kind of on fire. I got my vice on Bruno. I'm going to
Me too.
sell Bruno G. I'm going to sell Obi. I carried 2 transfers through. I think I'm going to go Obi to Thiago and Bruno G to Harry Wilson. But there's some alternatives to this, right? Like if I pull up.
So if you did that,
Yeah.
and then I sell Enzo to if I then sell Enzo to Harry Wilson, we basically have the same team apart from he's got like Semenya versus
Sanchez.
Semenya versus Bumo.
Yeah.
Sanchez versus Becker, and then Chalobah versus Lacroix, and they'll be apart from that with the
So
same
now
team.
the problem is if City does lose, I would rather have Semenyo than Harry Wilson. I mean,
But you aren't going to know for like 3 weeks though.
I know. So, and if I look at the fixtures now for Fulham, like Sunderland away and Spurs home, it's not the best entry point. Then it's West Ham home and Burnley home in 31 is really the best part of this, isn't it? I mean, Sunderland away is not a great fixture. Spurs home, new managers, probably fine. He could do okay against West Ham. He could do okay against Forest away, and then Burnley home, right? Here's the list of. I'm just going to ask this question because I asked it in the chat. Discuss these mids for the blank run-in and rank them. Palmer, Harry Wilson, Dewsbury Hall, Morgan Rogers, Verts, Salah, and Semenyo. Like, I think Semenyo you can't bring in until you know City have lost to Newcastle.
If you put the blank to one side,
yeah,
I think Semenya is the best of those lot.
Sure, yeah. When does he start playing Champions League?
Sometime in March. Let's have a look. I mean, he was on the bench at the weekend. He did come on for 20 minutes.
In what?
In the FA Cup.
Yeah.
In the FA Cup.
But meaningful Champions League, when is he?
Yeah, I'm just looking. So I think it starts sometime in March.
There's a break. Like March 3rd to March 14th is 2 weeks from 29 to 30. What's going on there? International?
Not sure.
While you're looking up that, I mean, Dewsbury Hall for Everton, Man United home, Everton away, Burnley home, Arsenal away, Chelsea home. So he's out for me. Fuck that. Palmer is interesting because this week he would be like the captain favorite like the best captain, not the captain favorite with Burnley home. But then again, we just talked about it with João Pedro, like Arsenal away, Villa away, Everton away in the next 4 after that with Newcastle. So I think I'd rather Harry Wilson over him. Morgan Rogers has Leeds home, Wolves away, West Ham home in the next 5 with Chelsea and Man U.
My issue with Rodgers is I think Villa are very inconsistent, and I think Rodgers is very inconsistent, and he relies on low probability goals.
But Harry Wilson hasn't done fuck all in like 4 straight game weeks now.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely I said very, like I'm going San Enzo to Harry Wilson. Well, I guess one of the reasons why I'm always stacking behind that is I really want Harry Wilson in 31 home to Burnley. That's kind of a no-brainer. But I'm not desperate to play Harry Wilson before that.
Right.
In the sense of at the moment my bench is Thiago, Tarkowski, and Anderson. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how strong the team is at the moment.
Who's Thiago playing? Does he have a good fixture? Brighton
something? At home.
I would probably be starting him. Who?
Okay, well, would you bench João Pedro at home to Burnley?
Obviously not him.
Haaland home to Newcastle.
No. Maybe.
Semenyo home to Newcastle.
Maybe. No. Honestly, Thiago's probably better than those two.
Newcastle.
Keep going.
Bruno Fernandes, no. Enzo home to Burnley, no. Rice away at Tottenham.
Maybe he's off it.
Anderson home to Liverpool.
Probably Thiago over Anderson, Rice, Haaland at this point.
Haaland, no chance. There's no way I'm dropping him.
Yellow flagged. He hasn't done anything.
I mean, if he might be injured,
Thiago home Brighton is better than Haaland home Newcastle right now, in my opinion. Like the form must be better for Thiago, especially with Utara there.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, but I guess my point is, But I mean, I've got Tarkowski on the bench over. I got Big Gabs and Timber starting at Spurs. I'm not dropping them for that, and I got Chalobah at home to Burnley, so it has to be Tarkowski second on the bench. And then Anderson away at Sunderland. I don't think Fulham travel well.
You got a good bench this week, but you can roll. I mean, I got Bruno G and Obi, and I got to deal with both of them. I could wait and get more information, but Bruno G's price is just going to start free falling now that he's red flagged. I think he's going to come down in like 2 days. So
could you do Obi to Thiago and Bruno G to Semenyo?
No, not to Semenyo. I have enough money to do Obi to Thiago with 0.2 left, which is because I got like 3.5 million in the bank.
So if you went Bruno G to Semenyo, how much money do you have to spend on the forward?
Probably like 6 something. I don't know. Let me check. 6.4.
What do you get for 6.4?
Nothing.
You should definitely buy Raul.
Give me a break, bro. Muniz is back. We talked about this already.
I know, that's why I said it.
I can't get Semenyo while he's maybe gonna blank. Like I don't want Semenyo. I like the other option would be Verts. Like Verts is a lot of money though. 8.4.
Yeah, I think the pod. I mean,
like Thiago and Harry Wilson's just such a good price, man. With that Burnley fixture, I don't even need to play him every week. But like having him for sub is great. I don't know. I also wanted to ask you about.
So we've not ordered those midfielders yet, so we should probably go back and do that. Actually,
Well, this question's about that. So like, I think we need to look at Mo, not to necessarily get in, but like to think like, hey, since Mo's come back, Verts is not hot anymore. I mean, if you also include the FA Cup where they both played the whole game, Mo got a goal and an assist, and Verts blanked again. Like, is there something to Mo being back fucking it up for Verts? Like, was he blossoming while Mo was away? And now that he's back, he's again?
I think it's hard. I think Liverpool have been quite inconsistent. I still think they're trying to work out how they best play. And I think, I think Trent has been actually a massive loss to them in terms of how much he plays in the attack. And I think they've not quite worked out how to play without him. So I think there's also Slobosly, isn't he, dropped back to right back again? And I think that's also hurt him as well, because I think he's such a good player for them. And I just think I wouldn't be too much into it. I don't think there's enough data to read that into it, but I think it is reasonable to. I guess the problem with Mo being back is he's on pens. I'm not sure he was on pens when he wasn't.
He scored a penning on an assist 2 days ago or whenever they had their FA.
That was Brighton as well, so it was a proper game, if that makes sense, rather than like a.
And he's got 3 assists in 4. He's got 3 assists in 4 games since coming back, and then the goal and an assist in that game. Like, this is more the Mo. Like, he's kind of come back as more looking like actual Mo here. I'm not saying get him. I mean, there's no way I could get him anyway.
No, yeah. I mean, Mo's kind of. I think Palmer's an interesting that question, because I wonder if Palmer's stats have been slightly skewed by the fact 3 of his 4 goals he scored have been penalties.
Well, same with Enzo.
But my point is, Palmer's those penalties. Did you see the miss that Palmer had in that match though?
Yeah.
At the end, yeah. I mean, I still can't work out how he missed it.
I know, it's fucking nuts. So I think someone in my shoes that has Bruno G or that has a midfield spot they need to deal with right now. I don't think Semenyo can be brought in because of the probable blank. It's just going to be an extra transfer used.
Yeah, we've had this before though, and then Semenyo, if Semenyo just keeps going mad, you'll be going. If he gets loads of points and he, but equally, if he outscores the guy you would have got by more than 4 points, then it was worth it.
Yeah.
That's the other way looking at it.
He's got Newcastle at home, which is like not a horrible fixture, but not like.
I think you're understating how bad Newcastle have been away from home this season.
Okay. Leeds away, Forest at home, West Ham away.
They're good games. They're such good games. I mean, I'm sat here really pleased I have Semenyo.
Pardon?
I'm very pleased I've got Semenyo sat in my team.
He's been doing well. I'll have to have a think. I do like the thought. Okay, so if I look at, I need to keep perspective. Like, okay, let's talk about the forward, because like for me, Harry Wilson just means Obi can become Thiago, like who's got really good fixtures. I mean, he's got the Brighton home this week, then he's got Burnley. I mean, I would if I go get Semenyo now.
You can't get
Harry Wilson, and then next week Thiago is Burnley. I'm gonna be like, why the fuck didn't I?
But why did you not move João Pedro to Thiago? You have to.
I gotta move Obi, bro. I need João Pedro for this. Like I can't assume Man City are just gonna lose to Newcastle. Like they could beat them. I gotta be.
So to do that. So if you go, so you go Bruno G to Semenyo. You then need to sell someone else next week to fund the Obi to Thiago move.
Like if I go Obi to Thiago, I have 7.3 to spend on a midfielder. Like that's pretty good, man.
How much is Semenya?
7.9.
Oh, well, you're not far off it then.
Yeah, but no. The problem is after that, there's no one else to sell until right before.
Can you not see what about doing? And I'm not swhat order you do them in, but you target Semenya, Thiago, and Joachim Anderson for Lacroix after Palace's, because when's Palace's good fixture? Is that this week?
I think that's done enough, man. Palace's good fixtures right now.
Yeah, so you could do Thiago. You could do Thiago this week, and then next week you do the double of Bruno G and Lacroix to Anderson. But I don't know.
It's not enough. It's short. If I did it right now, I'm short. Yeah.
All right.
Your maths aren't mathsing.
Oh, I thought Lacroix was like 5 and a bit, and Anderson's 4.5. So, and I thought you were 0.6 short. So,
0.1 short if I do that. Probably because Lacroix 5 for me because I got him at 5.
Oh, okay, that's the problem then. Right, okay.
Yeah, I think like my team's pretty good. If I don't have Semenyo, like
it sounds like Semenya. It's not as simple as it's an extra transfer. It's 2 extra transfers because you might have to let's call it a 50% chance as an extra transfer if you have to sell Semenya in 31 because let's call it 50-50 that Newcastle beat Man City. I know it's probably not as simple as that. But then you create another transfer because you need to make an extra transfer to create the money to buy Thiago. And if you don't buy Thiago, then you then say, hang on a second, I'm now getting Semenya but not Thiago. Then the loss on Thiago could be quite big because he's got Burnley and Wolves and two of the next 3 after this game week. So I think you're right. I think sometimes you've got to do the move that's sat in front of you, and then just hope Semenya doesn't go.
Semenya is a FOMO move. Thiago's like a smart move.
Okay.
I mean, Burnley, Wolves, and Leeds in the next 5. And the other 2 are Bournemouth and Brighton. Very scoreable games. Like Thiago to me is like, the only thing I was going to ask you is like, hey, outside of Thiago, what other forwards are even worth looking at for this run? And the only ones I could think of are Ekitike, who, I mean, I just sold the guy. I know he looked good for a couple games, but I still don't trust Arnie Slot. And you know what I mean? And like, he's also gone off the boil since Mo's come back kind of thing. He also costs more than Thiago by a lot, like 1.9 million more. Then there's also Watkins, just because they have really good fixtures, right? He's a little.
With Watkins is they have what the other striker, haven't they?
Tammy Abraham, and he's also done fuck all. That's more just looking at teams with good fixtures. And then the other dark horse to be is Krupi Jr., who is 4.7. Obviously, I'd be able to get Semenyo. He's got West Ham, Sunderland, Burnley, Brentford, man.
Thing is, I think he just becomes a bench player. He replaces Obi as your bench player, and then you got a 50% chance he plays that Man United game or starts it. Because he's just not getting enough minutes for me.
The thing is, like, it looked like he was like in the fucking starting 11 with Evan Nielsen, and then last game he only played 32 minutes. So it's like, that kind of ruined it.
Yeah,
and even when he's starting, he's getting us just over 60. It's dangerous.
Yeah,
Thiago is one of the players of the year, man. He's basically like, it kind of sucks I can't get Semenyo and Thiago, but they're both kind of on the same tier of like player, like. This season's FBL season will be defined by certain players, and like Thiago breaking out and Semenyo breaking out were both the 25-26 season. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're both excellent.
It's a shame that Palace blank, because I think Strand Larson would be an interesting watch. Because and I mean the player with the form, but not with the fixtures, is Bowen. But his fixtures are awful.
I mean, the only other way to look at this is if to get Semenyo and Thiago, is there a 4.4 million defender worth getting?
I mean, there must be other defenders at Fulham for that. You basically need a player with a good fixture in So for me, it's the Fulham fixture. Could you not get? Does Callum Bassey play every week for them? No, he doesn't. Don't know what. Oh, was he away at AFCON? Castagna's not playing, is he? I know Castagna didn't start. Oh God, Castagna started all those games and didn't play. I don't know enough about that.
Like
Diop's
Konsa. Konsa plays 90. They've got good fixtures. I mean, they've actually kept some clean sheets lately.
The problem that you've got with the 4.4 is that's exact money, and you know Bruno G's going to go down in price.
Well, I would just move him to Semenyo before that happens.
But that means you can't get Thiago this week. Then
I don't need him this week. Hit. Obi won't move in price,
and you don't think Thiago go up.
But I need the D move. Yeah, Thiago can't go up. Exactly. Yeah, it's a shit show. I mean,
you're right. You're right. Konsa's not a bad shout for that West Ham at home. I don't mind that.
Like, it's kind of anyway.
And to be fair, Villa's fixtures are quite good. That is your alternative. The other one is, I know we're talking about keeping Tarkowski for the Burnley game because it's the number one game, literally in the game at the moment. Yeah. But what's his fixtures? But you're basically playing for that, aren't you? Because you got plenty of money in that guy. Because he's got Chelsea home in 31. I mean, it's not a thing. It's Chelsea at home. You kind of think he's going to get C-bit, don't you? Even if it doesn't get clean. Tricky.
Yeah, Tark's like not going to be used. I mean, Tarkowski
he's expensive for what he is at the moment.
There's basically one game I want to play him.
Yeah.
I haven't looked ahead. I bet you I don't even need him that week. It'll be one of those weeks where it's like, I don't even need him. I've got
the Burnley game. So we're away at Brighton, but you still want to start the Arsenal Ds.
So which game week is this? 29?
Game week 29. Palace away at Spurs, so maybe you don't fancy playing Lacroix in that anyway. And who's your defender?
Newcastle, Man United home. So yeah, I would play him.
You would play him. You would play him. Okay, well that's a positive.
Look, I think I'll tinker around. I mean, at the end of the day, Harry Wilson's a pretty good pick too. This isn't like I'm deciding on these two for the rest of the season.
I suppose the other thing to say is, you may not agree that I'm benching Thiago this week, but I am sat now that I sold my cheapie. So I had Mark Goyi. I'm now sat with a benching headache every week.
Yeah,
which it's not the worst thing in the world. Not when you get little, people do randomly miss games and stuff. And obviously, it's helpful when I get to 31, and it means I'm not having to make any other transfers. But it's not. I'm not sat here going, "This is amazing that I've got Thiago sat on the bench."
Right.
Because I would like to start Thiago, and I can see the argument. I mean, I don't agree with the Haaland argument. If he's injured, then perfect. It's a perfect replacement, right? If he's in, it's perfect for me. Haaland's injured for a week. People start panicking, sell him, etc. I wouldn't bench Rice. I'm not watching North London Derby without Rice in my team. It's a sort of game to step up to anyway.
Yeah.
And then Elliot Anderson is such a hard bench. I mean, maybe I bench Elliot Anderson. Maybe you're right, but you sat there going, Thiago needs to score then, and some, because Anderson could definitely get his seat. But mind you, Liverpool home. Maybe that's a game that Anderson gets a booking in. I don't know. I don't know why, but he doesn't get booked that much, though, does he?
I think, I mean, I don't know. It's tricky. This fucking blank's ruining everything. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, if I get Harry Wilson, who has really good fixtures too, and I'm not sweating or getting a shitty D, like Konsa doesn't ever get C-bit ever. If he doesn't get,
effectively, you are creating an extra transfer for yourself to keep Semenyo. Plus, there's maybe a second transfer if he then ends up, and there's a good chance there'll be a second transfer. You then have to send him back out. So he's gonna cost you, like, if you take that second chance as a 50-50, he's costing you 6 points to keep him. It probably doesn't stack up. Okay.
I think it's just, if I go Harry Wilson, it's 5 weeks, then I wildcard soon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and we have to bear in mind the Chelsea fixtures do drop off. So although I just did say I'd bring Harry Wilson and probably won't play him, but then I'm like, do I want to play João Pedro in all those games? No, maybe I would if his form still looks good enough. So Kev, let's just close off this captain question then.
Sure.
I'm on João Pedro as you are.
Yeah.
I mean, other players on the table for me would be, I mean, you could argue Enzo if you want to go somewhere different, but I think I'd still go João Pedro over him.
Over him, yeah. If I had Palmer, it would be Palmer first. Then it would be João Pedro. Then it would be Enzo. Then
Palmer subject to, because to be fair, the manager's been quite clear about how fit Palmer's been for every match so far. So I think you can be more confident in terms of how likely he's going to start, because he seems to be very, very transparent on that for some reason, although I guess that could change at some point. Bruno Fernandes of Everton has got to be considered just because of the form he's in. I know he blanked last week. And then arguably Semenyo or Haaland. If Haaland, Semenyo, Newcastle without Bruno G, Paul away from home, I think that's also there. I mean, I've got a feeling that João Pedro is going to come back and bite us. But the other thing to say is the Chelsea game is one of the 3 o'clock kickoffs, so an early kickoff. So we should get some team leak news as well with Chelsea if we look hard enough. Because actually, it's them and Man City generally have the best team leaks.
I kind of am tempted to go to Bruno because it's later in the week, though.
On the Monday, it's quite nice.
If João Pedro blanks, I'm going to be like, fuck this game. I'm not even going to look at FPL for like 5 days.
Well,
it's just how it goes, dude. I know how I am.
It'll make the pod a bit harder, but yeah.
Well, I just won't care. I'll wake up, I'll be like really into it, and then I'll be angry as fuck, and then I just won't want to play FPL again. And then so I where, you know, even if João Pedro does well, if he's not my captain, even if Bruno blanks on Monday or whenever it is, I'd still be like looking forward to it all weekend.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right, Kev. So, quick question for you.
Yeah.
Who are the top 3 scoring goalkeepers in the game?
Rhea, Royce. I don't know. Martinez or maybe? No. Does someone have a penalty save? What's his nuts for Brentford save some, right? Kelleher. I'll go with him because of his penalty saves.
So joint number 1 at 108.
No, wait. Pickford, not Kelleher. Royce, Pickford, and Rhea. Okay, go ahead.
Joint number 1 and 108 points is Raya and a man called Jordan Pickford. And then third on 107 points is Royce. And then fourth is actually Kelleher on 96. Nice. There's a little bit of a drop to him.
So I fucking got it right, and I almost didn't, but I had the guy next.
Well, so I'll give you 2.5 because I was reading the answer when you changed your mind. But anyway, so I was just about to tell you who. Anyway, right. So we should look at the questions on the Slack channel.
They're all from me. We just answered them.
Some bloke called Kev keeps asking me questions. Bloody hell!
I just did that so that when we fought it, I didn't.
Does not know what he's doing. So yeah, the Salah Mo thing. The Salah Verts thing. I think we've answered that one. I mean, I kind of feel like now Verts has gone cold. I'm like, I don't really fancy him anymore.
And it's like, well, why has he gone cold? Did anything change? Like, yeah, Mo Salah came back, the fucking best player in FPL over the last 5 years of our lives. So might have something to do with it.
I never quite ranked your midfielders, so I would go Semenyo, Palmer, Mo, Rodgers, Wilson, Verts, Dewsbury Hall.
You go Rodgers over Wilson, really? You just saying that? I feel like they're very.
I think it's just because I didn't realize how good the fixtures were when I mentioned it earlier on. Problem
with Rodgers is, like, last game was like the first time he got an attacking return in a long time where he got bonus points from it. Where Harry Wilson, if he scores, he gets 3 bonus points. He gets an assist, he gets 3 bonus points. He's like that Bruno talisman kind of player on the team. where just like if he gets it attacking return, 3 beeps are coming with it, which is nice.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
I
more
have
the
Palmer
outcome.
ahead of him too, but it's just for this one. Like to rank him for the run-in after this Burnley game, Palmer drops to like the bottom of the list, man. That's the problem with Palmer.
Yeah,
Go from like the best fixture in the game to like 4 of the worst fixtures in the game.
I think the thing is that there's a sign that you've got the old Palmer. The fact he's playing 90 makes a bit of a difference. But yeah, perhaps so.
I think Palmer is like, even if I had the money, I don't think I would do it now. 3 weeks ago, yeah. Now it's like,
yeah, I think you probably chase. You're probably right. So
I agree with Semenyo that the blank thing's annoying, and the fact that he's like
so
kind of
Menu's
prices me out
definitely
of
number one.
Thiago.
But
Yeah.
I think you would have Salah over Verts if you kind of measure them that way. I do think Rodgers is over Wilson, which is interesting because I've not thought of that until we had this. This is why it's an interesting question, right? It makes you, because I'm sitting there going, I'm definitely going Wilson. It's still the move I do because I have no money in the bank to move.
His lower price is really useful.
Yeah, and then
KDH's fixtures are just too shitty. Otherwise, I'd like
KDH is definitely bottom. Semenya's definitely top.
Yeah,
Salah's definitely above Verts. Rodgers above Wilson for me. I think you're right. Where does Palmer sit in? Where does Salah sit relative to Rodgers, and where does Palmer sit relative to Rodgers? I mean, am I suddenly going to say Rodgers is number 2 on that list?
maybe.
I probably would have Salah above Rodgers because it's Mo Salah. The ignoring the fact that we wouldn't buy him because he's just too expensive unless you're going to sell Haaland or something, which it just doesn't seem like the right move.
Rodgers' XGI is so pitiful too. Like,
yeah,
it's so low.
It's just the fixtures, right? And he does go through these bursts. And the
Yeah.
thing is, Rodgers, if Watkins or Abraham score, there's a good chance Rodgers set it up. That's just kind of how they play, right?
But these fixtures, like Leeds home's good fixture, but like they are a way better team than they were earlier in the year. Wolves away is not a great fixture anymore for attack. Chelsea's not good. Man United away is not good. And then West Ham are also playing better. So they're like Chelsea, Man United are in there, man, fighting each other for top fucking 4. Like, I don't think that. I mean, that's the kind of game Rodgers could score in, though. Like, he's, he kind of plays up to that game. So depends how you look at it.
He's a little bit fixture proof, isn't he?
Where Wilson, Sunderland away, not great. Spurs home, I think, is fine for him. West Ham home is fine. Forest away, I don't know, probably fine for him. And then Burnley home is the best fixture.
I think Wilson's dropped down the list purely because his form's dropped off a little bit and he's not scoring every week. But the thing is, it could certainly come back. I think
his XG's not bad. Like, he had 0.72 a week ago.
Yeah, I'm a bit stuck on Palmer because I don't really. If we get the real Palmer back, then he suddenly becomes second or third in that list. But if it's the Palmer that's not playing 90 and looks a bit as relying on penalties, he probably is below Salah and Wilson and Rodgers. But yeah, right. We talked about Thiago Ekitike, Watkins, Krupa Jr.
Yeah.
We talked about I said so. There was one striker I was going to say actually when you talked about it before, and I forgot.
Who's that?
Say
it. Bowen, maybe.
Bowen. That was I did mention Bowen, so I did say it. I forgot. But I mean,
his fixtures are horrendous.
But it's Bowen. He's the talisman for West Ham, and you just said they've improved.
Villa away, City away. Sorry, Villa away, City home, Liverpool away, Fulham away, and Bournemouth.
I wouldn't be shocked though. I wouldn't be shocked if he outscores Pedro in those games though.
Pedro fine, but yeah, not Thiago, not Ekitike.
Fair enough. So you want the defenders ranked?
Yeah, there was a few we didn't talk about.
Joachim Anderson, Senesi, Chalobah, Virgil van Dijk, and Mukalele.
So Senesi's on there because Bournemouth actually have really good
fixtures, don't they?
Fixtures for like West Ham, Sunderland, Brentford, Burnley, Man U. Like, pretty good. And he's still getting his C-bit pretty much every week. Not every week. Actually, the last 2 he hasn't, but 4 straight before that. So I don't know what's up there, but
I mean, anyway. Mukalele, Although I think Xhaka's back very soon, isn't he? He's due back in fact, this game week, which probably makes that's kind of critical to where you rank Mukalele, because the thing is he's attacking as well, right? He seems his long throw, he just seems to be getting up the attack. I mean, I like Chalobah's interesting because I mean I really like Chalobah's been great for me, but he keeps getting C-bit, which is
I know
and he's been getting
but for the entry point now, it's not great.
No.
Mukiele, whatever the fuck, his fixtures are mixed, but they're okay. The problem that he and Senesi have are that game week 31, the fixture sucks, which is like the whole point of why we're making the move to get the D. And you don't really need. So with Mukiele and Senesi, like if I was going to bring him in, it's going to be for Lacroix and Timber. And it's like they have okay fixtures right up until 31. If I was doing a move this week, Mukiele and Senesi would be decent picks, but to do it right going into 31, like you might as well wait until 31 to do this transfer, just in case something else happens that changes your strategy or like an injury happens, right?
I think that's kind of conclusion I've got to is I keep looking at maybe I should change my. To be fair, I'm sat there going. The thing is, if you got Timber and Big Gabs, you're going to go Arsenal the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
I'm going to play them in every game, so that means there's only one defender spot. Assuming I'm going to play midfielders and because I think the defenders have dropped off a bit.
And Lacroix has Leeds home in 30, so why would I sell him before that? Like I might as well wait till 31, pick the D that has the best fixture, which I think is Anderson. Joachim Anderson is the pick, and he's cheap. And I mean, I could get him now. He's got okay-ish fixtures. They're not great though for D. I mean, like how many clean sheets are you getting out of Sunderland away, Tottenham, Forest away, West Ham home? Like they're not.
But how much are you going to play him? I mean,
that's what I mean. I might as well wait on the. I don't think it's worth using a transfer now.
Minimized. I would look at your D and go, can I play 3 good? Particularly if you got Big Gabs and Timber, you go the other 3D. Am I happy to play them in every game in the next 4 weeks? The answer is yes. Then you just leave it.
That's what I mean.
And as you said, sort the problem out when you get there, because there's certainly one week where you got Tarkowski's got a good fixture,
and then Lacroix has one the next week, and Lacroix is the guy that's got to go as of now. He might not even blank. I might as well wait for that. Plus, if I go get Joachim Anderson in now, what if Anderson gets hurt before 31? Right? Like it just makes more sense to wait. I don't love the thought of using a transfer just for 1 week, knowing that I'm going to wild card right after. Kind of feels like a waste. But
and there's something about defensive transfer, similar to a goalkeeper transfer, where you can make it and then it just because you stole the wrong guy at the wrong point, and that's the Tarkowski goal that you could have had, or the choir goal, or the assist, or whatever.
Exactly.
And it's the game that Palace somehow get a clean sheet out of nowhere. Everton are known for getting clean sheets out of nowhere. They can get smashed 4-0 1 week and then get a clean sheet against Man City or something. You go, oh, how did that happen? Just how it plays, isn't it?
Cascio, kind of an out of the blue question here. Are there any goalies that are dirt cheap besides Dubravka playing?
I thought that it'd be the Wolves keeper, but obviously he's
Areola. He's 4-3. No, he's not playing. He was.
Yeah.
Jose Sa 4-2.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah, the Wolves keeper, but of course he blanks in 31.
I know, but I have Dubravka. I'm just thinking I don't really need Sanchez anymore after this week. I could maybe get my Semenyo money that way. It was my thought, but.
That's not a bad shot. I mean, so how much is Sanchez? How much you pay for him?
4.9.
It's worth 4.9 to you. So if you went 4.2, yeah,
I could get Semenyo, and then I'm playing. I mean, Wolves have actually been decent defensively lately. I mean, obviously they've got Arsenal. That's part of this double game week, so that's not on their ticker list. Palace away, Villa home, Liverpool home, Brentford away. Not good. And then Burnley's got Brentford home, Everton away, Bournemouth home, Fulham away. Not great either.
One thing I would say on Burnley,
West Ham has Hermanson starting. He's 4-2 as well. Oh God, their fixtures are atrocious. Sorry, what would you say?
Is that the Burnley about I think Scott Parker's going to get sacked, and maybe you get Dubravka for the manager bounce, which could play into.
Maybe he loses a spot.
To who?
I don't know.
No one knows the rest of the Burnley goalkeepers are. You'll be fine. Don't worry about that. But no, you're right. It could work
Leeds
that way.
is Darlow is 3-9. He's playing every week. He's started the last 5 straight games.
Yeah,
3-9.
There you are.
He has Sunderland home and Brentford home in two of the games.
And the other thing is, at least he's got Brentford home in 31. So if Dubravka were to lose, in some ways,
the home away goes perfectly with Dubravka.
There was your answer, and I think he's the guy now. And Leeds have been doing well.
Playing?
Sorry,
why is Perry not playing?
He's been dropped, and Leeds have been good since he's been dropped. I forgot about that. That's the guy to go for. There's your answer, and that gives you.
If I did Bruno G to Semenyo now.
You can then do the goalkeeper
moves. Then I have $1 million to play with. It actually could work.
You've actually got 0.3 to play with, 0.4 to play with on that.
That would get me Semenyo, Thiago. Just leave my D until 31.
If you do that, you end up. Well, we end up with the same team basically. Well, anyway, we're diverging to the same team, which is always wonderful, isn't it? The joys of this game. But coming back to your defender list, I think of all the defenders there, I mean, I keep bouncing around with Liverpool because I'm like, obviously I was slacking off Becker, and then, but as you obviously we concluded the pod going, yeah, but Liverpool's fixtures look really good, and there is going to be a point when Liverpool do get better, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I do kind of wonder, had they got Guy, which they were literally about to sign him on deadline day, if their season would have been very different, because I think their defense would have been better this season. I mean, Guy, been so good for Man City, annoyingly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so going back to your question then, of those 5 defenders for the run-in, you'd argue that Van Dijk should be top of that list. I'm ignoring money here.
Sure.
Van Dijk would be top. And then probably Senesi, just because I do think Bournemouth, I just think Bournemouth got the better fixtures.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a toss-up between Joachim Andersen and Makelele. I'd probably go Joachim Andersen just because of the 31 fixture, then Makelele, and Chalobah's probably bottom. Apart from this week, because after this week, I'm not playing Chalobah again.
After this week,
which is fine. Which is fine because I've got Tarkowski and Joachim Andersen, so that's fine. I'm sorted in terms of that sense. But I think
honestly, like Chelsea's defensive fixtures, like this is me thinking about this Sanchez move, but also Chalobah. So next week it's Arsenal away, Villa away, Newcastle at home, and then Everton away. Like, how many cleans do you think they're going to keep there? Maybe Everton, but that's away. 3 away.
Yeah, it's not great. And
to
answer your question from earlier on, the Champions League is between game weeks 29 and 30 and between 30 and 31. So it's the 2 mid.
Oh.
So that is between, so there'll be 2 effectively. If you think about 29, the middle of the no, it can't be 29. I was telling you. Oh yeah.
What are the dates?
The 11th of March.
Okay, so 29 before 30.
Yeah, and then I think it was the.
Who does City play? Forest home, West Ham away. That's who we care about for this discussion, right?
Yeah, and then so it's between 29 and 30. Between 30 and 31, we got these Champions League matches.
And then who does City have then? Oh, they're blank.
Yeah, well, it's not blank, is it? Because it's the Carabao Cup final, so they'll be playing team. They're going to be playing the full strength team for that match.
Is Semenyo at risk of missing some time here?
Of course he is. He's got to be, but equally, we don't know if he's their Champions League player as well. If that makes sense, because he's been doing well. I could see him not playing the Champions. I could see them going. He's our Premier League guy. But I don't know. I feel like he's their new shiny asset, and they're going to play him a lot. It's a risk. It's got to be a risk. Right. I'll leave you to ponder that, and then just pick up any other questions we've got. I mean, you asked this question about if if Rice to sell, if you got $1 million value in him, so you kind of lose £500,000 if you sell him. Same question for Haaland.
Like if you have no built up value in Haaland or Rice, then they're like
it's an
easy
sell,
sells because the best assets to bring in right now are these like shiny attacking midfielders, well, if Semenyo blanks as well, then like Wilson or like Verts or Salah or whatever, and then up front, Ekateke and Thiago, right?
I mean, I think for me, not selling Haaland in big Gabs is a better answer than losing money because you're going to be selling to buy them back in again, I suspect.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, for me, I'd only be selling him in 31. I think in 31, well, we should know the blanks, have a much better idea of what's going on, and he needs to weigh it up. But there's my instinct is that I wouldn't. I know I did say I might. I mean, I'd probably sell Haaland over big Gabs, but I wouldn't want to sell both because you're suddenly literally throwing loads of money away. But in the end of the day, would you prefer to throw £500,000 away on Haaland, let's say for argument's sake, to then get some extra 10 points? Is it worth that money? Worth the points? It probably is. We have to bear in mind that we do need to build up a good enough squad for a bench boost at some point. That's the only thing, but I don't know. I mean, I bought Rice at higher value, so he's an easier sell for me. I wouldn't sell big Gabs. I got him fairly low down this price point, I think, and I probably wouldn't sell Timber either, because I think it's a buyback for me. So, but I'd be happy to sell one and lose £500,000 in one place if that makes sense, but maybe not £1 million. And then we've got two other questions, and then we should wrap up. So Sandy asks, so he's got big Gabs, he's got Raya, he's got Rice and Haaland. Should I transfer any of them out before 31 or just bench them all and hope for save points from Dubravka? I mean, I think from looking at his team, he's got 2 free transfers. He's going to have to make at least 2 transfers before he gets to 31, if my maths is correct. Because I have 1 transfer this week, and I think I have to make a transfer before I get to 31. That's right, isn't it? So I have.
He's got a.
Oh no, I've got 2 frees. Oh, well, I've got 2 frees this week. So he's same position as me. He will have to make at least 1 transfer then, because we'll get 1 in 28, 1 in 29, 1 in 30. Yeah, we'll get 4 more transfers. So we're going to have to make at least 1 transfer. But
why?
Because you have 6 transfers. I've got 2 transfers.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right.
I have to use 1 transfer.
He's in a good spot here. He might as well just play the game as it comes to him.
Yeah, exactly. I like
just
his
don't
team.
Bring in anyone that's blanking, like Semenyo debatable, like we've just debated on this pod. But besides that, I mean, you've got a Stev in your team. That's not good.
Yeah, I mean,
got a lot of money.
You've got 2.4. You're going to have to sell a Stev. I would suggest. I mean, Calvert-Lewin has been injured, missed a bit of time, but I like his midfield. He's got Rice, Bumo, Enzo. I mean, the sell is, for me, Enzo is a sell after this week.
Yeah, Enzo to Semenyo maybe, because you are in a good spot to take that Semenyo risk on. It's not a big deal for you. And then what would that leave him with? That would take 1.3 away, or probably a bit more.
You still have £1 million left, and then Esteve becomes a better defender for the blank.
Probably go Joachim Anderson, and then you're good.
Yeah, and then there's always a chance that if Man City don't blank, then Haaland plays for you. Suddenly, Haaland and Semenyo play for you, then you're sort of laughing. And if they don't play, then you sell both of them. But it's still going to give you a few. If you sold Semenyo and Haaland or Semenyo and Rice, you're still going to have. You'll have an extra. You have a bench player or something. You still have like 2 or 3 transfers to. I could see myself using a handful of my 2 or 3 of my transfers in game week 31. But still, if I've got 2 or 3 transfers in hand when I wild card, that's fine. I don't need that many.
Yeah.
The risk is that you almost end up setting up your wild card, planning to make transfers for the bench boost shortly after. It's like you just get yourself tied in knots if you're not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of like Sandy's position. This is why the Raya move was a really nice move.
Yeah.
I think Raya over Timber had been the move for a little while, and because Timber hasn't
for this blank
anything bigger. Yeah, agreed. And then Matty says, he just wants to got any comments on his team.
Team's good. I mean, I would definitely be playing Munoz home Wolves this week.
But over who? What? Anderson home to Liverpool?
Yeah. Wolves. That's a really good fixture for an attacking player that's probably going to get a clean sheet.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, he's got just the listeners who can't see the team. So he's got Royce in goal, but he's also got Leno on the bench. So Leno's got the great fixture in 30.
Like they all have like Royce has Fulham home.
Yeah.
Leno has Sunderland away.
Yeah, well, they're playing each
Royce
other.
Is fine. Yeah, Chalaba's got Burnley at home. Then he's got Timber and Big Gabs Spurs. He's got Munoz Wolves home first bench. But it's like, who do you take? Right? He's got Semenyo, not going to take him out. Rice, not going to take him out. Enzo has Burnley, not taking him out. Bruno has Everton. João Pedro and Holland. So I think it is Anderson. As much as I love the 4 or 5 points every week, I think Munoz.
I would say that's more of a
for Munoz to get a lot of points this week.
It's more of a slam dunk than me going Thiago for Anderson, I would say.
Yeah,
because you rely on Thiago.
I love the Anderson 4-5 with the pops off for the 7s, but like Munoz could get 15 points in this fixture.
Like he could, but in terms of longer looking, but my point is he's got Leno on the bench, which means he's got a great keeper in 31 as well. So he doesn't. I mean, that is a good squad, even up to 31 as well.
Sometimes your team just doesn't get hauls. But this, what do you mean? He's saying he's not getting greens? Like Semenyo just got 14 points. João Pedro got 10. This is a good. This team would have been getting points.
I mean, I don't agree with the Haaland captain, but I guess that's probably just how it's defaulted to. I mean, but what I would say about this team is, I would build up the transfers, and then hope that Man City lose. If they don't lose, he's then going to have a Munoz, Haaland, Semenyo, Rice, Timber, Big Gabs, blank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 6 blanking players in 31 as things stand.
Yeah.
So he does need to build his strength. So that's another reason not. So A, you've got a good team, and B, don't faff about with it. Save your transfers up because you're gonna have to. You'll need them for 31 if the blank stay as they currently sit. Okay. Cool. Should we wrap up there?
Yeah.
We're all Arsenal fans on Wednesday again. Clean sheet, big Gabs double, or maybe a goal and assist.
Just something like a clean sheet. I'm happy.
Clean sheet, C-bit, a goal, an assist.
Even if they didn't keep the clean and he got a 4-pointer from C-bit, I'd be happy. Like obviously, I'd love more than that, but like a 4-pointer and a 3-pointer for 7 with. I mean, I've had way worse triple captains, dude. And again, it's a player that every single person has and has captained, I think.
I think a few people have gone out the box, but yeah, I think he's a popular captain. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
We will. I don't work out. So, is there a gap between the next 2 lots of game weeks as well? Are we straight, or is it a closer one? So
it's like over a Monday, right? With Bruno.
Oh right, yeah. So this one drags on to the Monday, and then it's Friday.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, and then the next game week starts on the Friday.
We pod on the Sunday. That's fine. We've missed 1 game. Who cares? Everyone has Bruno anyway.
I think. And how likely is it you're going to switch to Bruno Fernandes? I mean, I think having chatted this through, the 3 players I would consider captaining are Semenyo, Bruno Fernandes, and João Pedro.
I think that Bruno is. I have to look at it. Everton home's tough. I think it would be
Everton away. I guess the only thing I'm looking at now is I'm sat there going, I've got Chalobah, I've got Enzo, I've got João Pedro, I've got 3 units of Chelsea already. Do I need another unit?
There's no one on Sunday. I'm realistically would captain.
Right, I'm going Bruno Fernandes.
It's just the Everton. I got I feel like Everton play well in those Monday night games.
Well, isn't that when Palmer got his four goals that time?
Definitely not on a Monday night.
Was it not? I'm sure it was. He
No,
went
it was a
bananas on the Monday,
Saturday
I'm sure it
morning. I
was.
was in New York in a hotel room waiting to fly home.
Against Everton. I'm sure it was a Monday night. I could be wrong. I thought it was.
Saturday.
Okay. Anyway, I think my issue looking at it now is I just have so much Chelsea in there. What was if Burnley decide to actually defend properly or something? Or João Pedro gets, it could be one of those games that is possible.
João Pedro is definitely playing well with Palmer. I think Palmer being back is like kind of what we said, right? Like Palmer was risky and he made Enzo risky because it was like with Palmer out, Enzo's like best pick on that team. Palmer's back, it nudges Enzo to much shittier pick. I mean, still decent pick, but like, you know what I mean? Like Palmer not being there, he's way better. And then João Pedro has just been playing with confidence, being on fire, dude. Like he's getting like multiple attacking returns.
The
issue
with the Burnley game is it is the sort of game though where you look at it and you go, "All right, we're winning at half time, 3-0. Pedro's got an assist. We'll take him off. We'll rest him for the bigger matches." That's the kind of issue with these because you have got those Champions League game. I know it's not immediate, but then you've got not that midweek, but then the midweek after you got it's the Champions League is coming in quite soon.
I know. I could just see me being on Bruno Fernandes on Monday night and being like, why do I have him captain Everton away when they're like so good defensively at home on like, you know what I mean? The other thing with Bruno is like he was nowhere near CBIT. He had like 2.
Yeah, well, so like I think we talked about this since he's gone to 10. He's not a CBIT.
That's what I mean. That sucks. Like that was a big part of why he's scoring so well this season. He's getting like 40 CBIT points. Right.
I'm back on João Pedro. You know what?
I need to look at it more, but I'm 50.
I'm on Semenyo. I'm on Semenyo.
That's a big differential, man. If Holland's not flagged, would you go on him?
He's quite good, isn't he? That Haaland guy sometimes, yeah.
The flag will put people off him. Like he could definitely be a differential. But anyone with Palmer's got an easy decision.
I've had this a few times though, where I've sat there and I've had 3 units of. I know I've captain Arsenal player, but they're doublings, so it's kind of slightly unique.
Sure.
I've had it before where I've had 3 players in the same team. And it's like a fixture, you're going to smash them, and I'm going to captain the guy as well. And the captain blanks, you go, well, that's like 4 units of my 12 players.
Like this week,
a third of my team is
Arsenal, but they fucking had a shit FPL game versus Brentford. I was watching that game. The Brentford crowd was so into it at home. I'm like, what? This isn't Arsenal. Like are so good this year. They beat everyone up, and then I triple captain this guy, and it's like the fucking crowd's like they're gonna win a trophy if they win that game. Or into it. It's just like
I tell you, we could easily let. I mean, mind you, Martinelli winding in that first time, we win the game. But mind you, Brentford had the chances, right? We could easily succeed another. I mean,
Thiago could have had like a hat trick in the second half.
In the isolation, a draw in that game is actually, ignoring the FPL stuff is actually a good result.
It's like you guys just stopped pressing.
Well, there's I think there's 2 things happen to Arsenal. One is we keep scoring, and then because we've been struggling to score from open play all season, it's like we score and then we go, oh, we're knackered now, and then we switch off 15 minutes, and we let all this pressure on, and we keep conceding. And the other thing is, it is no surprise that we won 3-0 and 4-0. It was Leeds and I can't remember how else we played in the previous games when Havertz was playing, because Havertz kind of just links the whole. Havertz is a sort of classic player, links everyone together and makes everyone better. He's just such a class.
So we need Havertz to be playing this week.
He's not, because he's out for a few weeks.
Fuck. Shit.
But yeah, but I mean, but equally. It's more likely to be like a 1-0 ground out, get some deep defensive contributions of big Gabs, and maybe we'll get you a 9-pointer without even a goal or something.
Yeah.
So
a Gabs goal is like obviously would be incredible, but like is so low probability.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's more like it's not even fun watching when you have a clean sheet reliance like this. like
No, it's
4 units of like 16 points wiped away. It sucks.
Well, I just want us to win, and then get the FPL points afterwards. But yeah, I'm now sat there. I've got this triangle in the middle of my team of Semenyo, Bruno Fernandes, Pedro. How many times am I going to move that captain's arm? I'm going to need to sit down and think about this captain.
Yeah.
It's a hard. I mean, I don't need to make a substitution, a transfer, not unless like Haaland's out for ages or something crazy like that. Not unless he had a crazy injury, but yeah, it's tricky, isn't it?
I think I'm gonna do Bruno G to Semenyo. Just do it, and then I'll.
But that's the FOMO move, as you said.
Yeah, but it's also like he's so in form. I'm gonna not get him because there's a blank game week coming up in 5 weeks. Like you shouldn't let that.
We've definitely been burnt by that before.
Yeah, like I'm gonna miss 4 games of this guy because he blanks later. And I have like 6. I rolled last week too. Like I'm gonna have like 6 transfers to use. Like I don't need to use them all. Like I'll be able to probably, even if I bring him in, be able to carry forward 1 or 2 transfers when I wild card.
I mean, the thing is, you'll use basically if you think you're going to have 6 transfers in 31, you're using 3 transfers to bring him and Thiago in. If you change you've got the goalkeeper move, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then
I'll have to get rid of Lacroix, Haaland, Semenyo, Timber, Rice.
So
Gabs. I'm gonna have to get rid of 3 of them.
3 of those, which use all your transfers, but you've got a outside chance. But you got an outside chance that Newcastle do a job on Man City and then it drops them back into 31, which it's got to be where it drops. I mean, they'll be mad because I think their philosophy is we put it as early as we can, particularly given it's a World Cup year as well. They can't faff about with. They can't have the end of the season where you can't have the end of the season where Man City suddenly have like a triple game week where they've got like game every 2 days or something, because that's just not fair for the title. I mean, it'd be great, but it's not fair, right?
Yeah. They probably do play there. Well, they've already announced that they won't, though. That's what's weird.
But the game can't be that weekend. It would be. Well, I'm saying it'd be the weekend after.
So they would
the
still
FA Cup quarterfinals.
But they'd still blank in 31 then.
No, they wouldn't, because 31, because that's how the game works, right? Because if you look at the 31, the game week 31 is the Friday 20th of March to Sunday 22nd of March. Okay. But look, when game week 32 starts, it's April the 11th.
Right.
And they would play on April the 4th. So that would just mean that game week 31 drags out to April the 4th. They would just play that weekend when everyone else plays the FA Cup. Because they're blank. Because them and Palace would then be blanking in that game week in that FA Cup, and therefore there's a suitable place to drop in the Premier League fixture. So,
is the draw done yet?
The draw for the 5th round's done, yeah, which is why we know Newcastle playing Man City.
Right. Okay. All right.
It was done today. So it's just probably it was more useful information than I didn't quite thought it through until we're on the pod. So this is why you probably saw my brain attempting to work it out live, which is always dangerous. Right.
So getting Semenyo basically will fuck me out of like 4 transfers.
if you buy Semenyo, you're basically saying I need to use all my transfers to get to a team in 31.
Unless I don't do the Sanchez downgrade, I like make Lacroix Alderate or something.
Yeah, which is maybe a more sensible thing to do. But you're going to have to think about this a little bit, aren't
you? Or I sell Timber to someone with really good fixtures.
That's not a terrible shout. Because you bought Timber quite late on. You don't got money built.
I have no money.
I don't hate that Timber move, actually.
The only problem is the best D would be Virgil, and that's nowhere near enough money. I'd have to do like
Canate.
No, it'd be more like Sanisi, Yakim, Anderson, or
I think you need to weigh up how much
Mukiele.
you really want Semenyo.
Yeah.
You would hit the jackpot though if Newcastle beat Man City, they don't blank in 31, and you go, actually, yeah, I've made the move and got. I mean, I guess in some ways, lots of people hit the jackpot because suddenly we've all got these transfers that we don't need to use anymore. That we
Well, that's
save
the other
money
thing. I would be mild. It would be the other way, right? If I don't do the move and that happens, it'd be like, fuck.
on. I'm behind
Not
everyone.
only did I not get Semenyo, everyone else just benefited from this more than me. Like I get Lacroix.
And now Semenyo is playing in 31, and now I
Exactly.
need him.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah,
I think I'm just going to get Semenyo, and then I'll figure out the best way to get the money before getting Thiago next week. I also want to look through my team to be like, you know what? As good as Thiago's fixtures are and as incredible as this run is, maybe I don't actually need to do that move because my fucking rest of my team all have really good fixtures every week. So I don't need to go.
That's the question is, could you hold out the Thiago move for a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
And then you'll know the answer to what's happening with the Newcastle game.
Exactly.
The Man City game. Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
All right, man.
Cool.
But if you're considering captaining Semenyo this week, like this is a fixture I kind of want him in for.
Yeah, I mean,
like it's a good fixture.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right. Yeah, I think I got to get Semenyo. If Harry Wilson wasn't off the boil, this would be a lot easier. But now all of a sudden it's like, he's just sort of gone invisible.
Yeah, that's a little bit.
Semenyo's putting up 14 fucking points, and everyone owns them but me. So anyway, all right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, cool.